Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining me on this 20th episode and update on my 40-day fast. In just about 2 hours, I will be at the halfway point. And I'm a little surprised I made it this far. This friend of mine who went 30 days said that it's unusual for somebody to still feel hungry. I've been hungry about every day. It's worse than sometimes and less other times, but I'm always hungry. My weight loss is still falling away. But before we get into that, I'm reading another scripture. This one is not about fasting, but it is about food. Now, if you'll recall, a few days ago, I read from the book of Genesis that God had given, this was just 2 days ago, God had given every herb-bearing seed, which is upon all face of the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. That was the directive given to Adam and Eve. Their meat was the fruit. That's why people call fruit the flesh of the peach or the meat of the peach. But today this scripture is after the great flood. And this is the directive given to Noah after the flood. This is verse 9 or chapter 9, verse 3 and 4. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb have I given to all things. But flesh with the life thereof ye shall not eat. In other words, Noah was directed to eat meat, but he was supposed to drain the blood out of it first, because blood is where the life is. Now, getting into the stats, today my weight was 242.8. I was only down 1.2 pounds today, as opposed to 2.4 pounds yesterday. I am down 9.4 pounds for the week and 29.4 pounds since the start of this fast. My blood pressure was 112/87, and my pulse was 84. I need to really stress the importance of keeping water consumption high when you're doing this. I only drank 3 jars of water yesterday, and I was also was slow on getting my water consumption in today. It was late in the afternoon before I started picking up my water consumption. I am now on my 5th jar. I went ahead and got 4 jars out of the way. I was starting to feel pretty bad. And I'm going to find out if there's any correlation between the weight loss and the water consumption, because I only drank 3 jars yesterday and I was only down 1.2 pounds a day. And the day before, I had 120 ounces and I was down 2.4 pounds. So I'm going to see if there's a correlation between how much water is consumed and how much fat is lost. But I was starting to feel pretty poorly today. I mean, I was not feeling well at all until after I increased my water consumption. And I was actually thinking, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this because I was feeling so poorly. And I was very tempted to eat something when I cooked for the family today, but I didn't. As a matter of fact, at one point, I got some of the sauce from this Parmesan chicken pasta I make for my family, and I had to finger a couple inches from my mouth before I stopped myself because I got something on my finger. I was going to lick it off, and I stopped myself. So I didn't do it. Another thing that everybody who does a fast should be aware of is the effects of ketosis. Besides burning fat, when you go into really heavy ketosis, especially, but anytime you're in ketosis, there will be a little bit of a kind of a sweet, pungent odor to your urine. You'll have a bit of an aftertaste in your mouth. Now, if you're in a low rate of ketosis, if you're still eating every day, but eating low carb, it won't be nearly as bad. But when you fast, you're going to go into a very high rate of ketosis. And that's going to come out not just in your urine, but in your breath and the way your mouth tastes when you kiss your wife or husband. My wife pointed out today that, she's kind of cute. She noticed that there was an odd, she said it wasn't really bad. It wasn't pleasant, but it wasn't really unpleasant, but it wasn't pleasant either. But she said it was a very odd odor. And she was afraid to say anything until I pointed out, by the way, ketosis makes my breath stink, and then she was relieved to say, yeah, I noticed that. But, and she noticed when she kisses me that she tastes it as well. And it's not a pleasant taste. So our kissing will be limited, probably for the duration of this fast. I'm halfway there. I got 20 days left. And I figure if I made it the first 20 days, I can make it the rest of the time. I'm looking forward to this. If I keep the rate of fat loss up, especially if I find out that drinking plenty of water for the day will result in a couple of pounds. If I just average, say, 2.4 to 1.2, halfway between that would be, let's say if I average 2 pounds a day or 1.8 pounds a day, I'm still going to be losing over 50 pounds on this fast. And I'm actually thinking that it's going to be closer to 60, if not over 60 pounds. And that won't bring me down to my target fat percentage that I'm looking for, which is 10%. But it'll get me close enough that if I continue doing periodic fasting, I can continue losing fat after I commence eating again, just like Ron did when he did his 54 pounds. So just keep that in mind when you go into ketosis. Others will notice it, but it returns to normal when you commence eating again. Even if you're doing periodic fasting and stay slightly in ketosis, you will return to normal. Well, that's all I have for today, folks. I appreciate you stopping by. Today I'll be ticking off the days, counting down the second half, and it'll really seem like something else. I got to make the next 10 days and hit 30. That's my next landmark, is 30 days. And then I only have 10 to go. So I made it this far. I do struggle with myself sometimes about drinking some Pedialyte or bone broth or something, just to take care of the way I feel. Even when I'm drinking a lot of water, I tend to feel cotton mouth still. But I'm going to stick with it and see where it goes. And I pray that I'll make it. Bless all of you with a great evening and a great day tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.